Hi Gemini, how's it going? How are you? I'm Eriu and this is Eriu Tarot Readings, and as always, my lovely Gemini twins, you're very welcome to your bi-weekly reading for July the 1st to July the 16th, 2017. Can we believe we're already in July? Like, I can't, oh my god. So, first and foremost, to my new subscribers, hello. You're very welcome here. This is your Tuatha now. This is your tribe, and everyone's here to support you, and we welcome you here. And to my long-lasting subscribers, oh my god, I've just gotten so much love from Geminis that I can't even express how elated I feel, and kind of like really in a lovely way overwhelmed. Thank you so much from the bottom of my Celtic heart. Thank you so much for giving me all your love and support. Like, I honestly can't tell you how much that means to me, and without me trying to not get a bit emotional about it, I just want to say thank you so much for all your comments. And even though I don't respond back to all of them or write back to all of them, do know I read every single one. Every single one I read, and I'm grateful for every single one. So thank you guys, thank you so much. So much love from me to you right now. Really, truly is. Now, remember, if this doesn't resonate, do check out your moon and rising sign as well. And that's okay. If you don't know what that is, check out the link below and you can calculate that at that website, alright? Okay, Geminis, let's see how things are going for you. So this is going to be the same format as the previous bi-weekly reading. So we're looking at 6 cards for your general and 3 for your love, and see how they intertwine. Okay. Oh, that's us apparently. All right, lovely. So let's go. And if you haven't done this already, pause the video, go make yourself a cup of tea, make yourself a coffee. If it's evening time, something stronger if you so wish to have that, to partake in that. And then come back and settle in, because it's going to be a reading. We're all together here. And if you've done that, welcome back. Hey. Let's see what's going on. Oh, Gemini. Okay, so no major arcanas. That's not a bad thing. It just, when there's no major arcanas for me, it kind of means that there isn't a force greater than ourselves that needs to come in and kind of shake things up, all right? So that's good, because sometimes we need kind of like a quieter period for us to just be and to be left alone. Sometimes the major arcanas are just a bit much, right? Okay, so now your top row is the 1st to the 8th, and your bottom row is the 9th to the 16th. So we'll focus on your top row here. Okay, let's go. Start, middle and end of the week. Right, Gemini, what's going on with you? The 9 of Rods is here. It's lovely fire energy. We've got Leo, Sag and Aries. But it's also, this is about being overwhelmed by creative pursuits or even just projects, all right? And work sometimes as well. It's feeling like the walls are kind of closing in on you a little bit, that things are kind of growing even out of control around you. You're struggling to find control a little bit, okay? Or a lot, I should say. Now, you're a 9 here, but you're so close to a 10 energy. So it could be just that initial, like, you just have to do one more thing before you actually can properly relax and settle into things, all right? Now, what I will say to you is that this is coming from your past, and I want to investigate this a bit more already, because you're looking back into the past and being overwhelmed by that and kind of intimidated as well. So I'm like, oh, what's going on here now, Gemini? 2 cards. 2. Ooh. Well, what did I just say about major arcanas, and then 2 pop in for you here? All right, so my lovelies, you have Justice and the Moon card, and that's why you feel the way you do at the start of the first week. Let's just pull these aside. You can see these a bit better. Okay. Right, 2 major arcanas, Libra and Scorpio, and sometimes Pisces as well. I associate the moon more so with Scorpio. Some people say Pisces, but it's a water energy anyway, right? So you've got the Justice card, you've got Libra here. So there may have been an injustice in the past, or in the past few weeks, in the past few months. It could be 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years, where you felt that, yes, there was a great injustice against you. And unfortunately, your head was on the chopping board, all right? I can feel that and I get that imagery as well, which is not very pleasant, but it is. It's the head on the chopping board, and that's it. You may have been like I keep getting like you lost your job execution style. Do you know what I mean? It was very quick. It was very, it was kind of ruthless. In some ways it was painless, but it was so fast you didn't even know that it was happening. And all of a sudden it happened, that's it, it was done. And it might not even be a job, it might just be another event in your life, okay? So this is everything outside of your romantic life. There was an injustice anyway brought on by you. It could have been brought on by a Libra. I don't feel like it was Libra or Sag as well. Or Gemini. Another Gemini. Now, what I will say to you about this though, is that yes, it was a bit brutal. Yes, it was very cut and dry, and you know, that felt a bit harsh. It brought you into another phase. It brought you into yourself, actually. You kind of turned inwards, Gemini, and you were like, I'm just going to not talk to people for a while and keep myself to myself. And it made you kind of rethink how you approached people sometimes and how you approached certain scenarios, and the combination of the two, how you approach people in certain scenarios, all right? It was a lot of having to go inward to find out, to look at those, I guess, I don't want to say the darker sides of ourselves. Like, I just don't always agree with that terminology. I use it, but I don't always agree with it because, you know, we have our shadow side and our lighter side, and one can't exist without the other. And to suffocate one means the other one grows too much, and there isn't a balance, right? And as Geminis, I know you get that, and I know you also like that. But you had to come in to kind of assess those, I guess, darker sides to yourself. But I don't feel like it's really dark energy. I think you just kind of turn inwards to assess the darker environment or the darker experiences from this particular card in here. And you just felt like, look, I have to go inwards. I can't. Like, what I want to say for some of you is as well, it's kind of an abusive thing here. It's coming up for me. It could have been emotional abuse, manipulation. For some of you it's in the domestic home, it's in the home, but for others it's outside of that. But I just keep getting the word abuse. So some of you may have been quite emotionally abused with this particular scenario or this particular person, and your head was on the chopping board with that, okay? And I feel that, I hear you, and I'm so sorry if some of you went through that. But I guess this is all kind of learning curves for us in major ways, yeah? But this is what you're coming from and what you're looking back from. So what I hear here, Gemini, what I hear here is that you're kind of stuck in the past a little bit at the start of the week. And those feelings are kind of overwhelming you. Now, you were doing really well in your other bi-weekly readings. So I guess this is just a thing where sometimes the past creeps up on us. As well, it can sometimes mean that somebody's coming back from the past. They'll knock on the door. What I would say to you is, look, hey, you don't want to open the door? Don't open the door. That's what I say. Don't worry about it. You know, some things, let sleeping dogs lie sometimes, and that's just how it is, all right? But let's turn you into the week. And because this is important. When you turn into the week, when you're like, okay, but this feels more so that you're kind of stepping backwards. Who did I have this with? I can't remember what sign I had this with, but it was like, oh no, it wasn't this card, but it's the same feeling that I'm getting, is when you're saying you're at a party, you're saying goodbye to someone, and you're walking backwards because you know that if you're trying to leave, but they'll just keep talking to you anyway. So you're like, listen, see you later, take care, all the best, yeah, bye. And I kind of feel like that's what you're doing. You're trying to, even though you're looking into the past, you're trying to walk away from it and kind of go into your future for the rest of the week, which is good. This is good because all this is done. Dunzo's cut and dried, okay? Now your second card, you've got the Two of Cups. Now, a few signs have been getting this. If I'm right in thinking this, Aries and Pisces got this particular card, but here, okay? So for some of you, for them, I couldn't feel a friendship. It was definitely love, so I had to investigate that a little bit more. But for some of you, it might be just meeting someone in a friendship manner. That's just like, hey, thank God someone gets me. I feel like when you speak to this person, there's a lot of relief as well. It could be Aries, Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces, or even a Scorpio, or maybe just one other fellow air sign. Okay, I don't want to say if it's Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. I'm not quite sure, but I do feel it's just one specific one. All right. Could be Libra, actually. Could be Libra. Could be one of me knocking at your door and saying hi. And that's what this is. This is about two people coming together, seeing each other, and not always needing to say that, oh, I really like you, or we get along so well. Sometimes for friendship wise, it's about when you see someone and they see you, but it's like, when something really funny happens and nobody else in the room cops onto it, and then you turn and look at your friend, they're looking at you, and it's that eye contact that you both go, what was that? Oh my god, did you see that? It's that kind of look as well. It's that, and you guys start laughing. It's that same vibration as well. It's really, really lovely. So I think whoever this is that's here for you and is coming into your week, because I feel like you already know them anyway. It's not a huge big thing, but I think they're going to help you out with that a lot. I think they're going to help you come out of that Monday, Tuesday vibe into nice Wednesday and Thursday and experiencing the week in a much more pleasant way. And if you do get asked to come out and have a drink with people, go out and have a drink and enjoy yourself. Yes, relax a bit, let loose. Okay, lovely. Right, so the end of your week, then you've got the Six of Rods. And Six of Rods again, we've got fire energy. Yes, we've regressed from a 9 to a 6, but that's not always a bad thing, because we're coming back, we're retracing our steps in a better way, because Six of Rods is all about having an achievement, having a community or a support system around you that really do take care of you, but more importantly, really, really bloody hell, really believe in you, Gemini. And I get that. As chatty as Geminis are, as lovely as Geminis are, and actually as confident as Geminis are, sometimes there is an insecurity with you guys. I think, would that be fair to say? I say that from my own experience, from all the lovely Geminis in my life, that there is there's a strong soft side to Gemini that you guys don't really express. Okay, at the odd time, if you're feeling hurt, that's when you do. But it's about, in some ways, actually embracing that vulnerability and insecurities in a way, and that softness, and being successful with that. And then outside of that, it could be just where you work, or your projects, or academic life, or committees and communities, as I always say, or even your domestic life, and just kind of winning at life, and just going, right, okay, I'm really getting somewhere here now. I think this is to do with your personal development more than anything, though, because I feel you, there's a bit of nervousness in the tummy, and a little bit of anxiety as well. I feel it in my tummy though, more than anything. So some of you may be having stomach problems lately, or you kind of feel sick and there's a nausea. It's due to the fact that you're experiencing this anxiety with some past events as well, okay? So just be aware of that. It's probably not your diet. It's probably when we don't deal with things in the mind, the body, it comes out in other ways in the body. So you might be experiencing that. But it's important to know that you are getting somewhere, and that there is a massive achievement in what you're doing and where you're going. And yeah, you're kind of on your own on the horse, but look at all these other rods. These are people holding these rods. In the traditional Rider-Waite, we pull this out, we look at the bigger picture. What we have is people around being supportive and really saying, yes, I believe in you. So I talk about that kind of vulnerability and maybe insecurity that you have. Gemini, it's kind of time you realize that you've got a lot of people that support you and love you. More importantly, you have everything that you need to move forward. It's time for you to recognize that you can be quite secure in yourself, all right? So, is it a terrible bad week? Nope, not at all. The first week's actually grand, isn't it? So let's look at your second week then. Okay, so your second week, the 9th to the 16th, start, middle and end. Right, we have the 7 of Pentacles, 2 of Rods and 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so we're slowly but surely getting somewhere now, Gemini. And your story is progressing nicely. It's unfolding one little page at a time, and sometimes as I say, it's a nicer way to go than having the major arcanas. This is slower, but it's nicer. Okay, so we're going from a 6 to a 7. We're progressing. That's good. Pentacles now, we've got Pentacle energy. We've got Virgo, Taurus and Capricorn. We have those earthly elements that ground us, that make us feel grounded. We feel rooted. We feel a bit more present as well, a lot with the earth signs. Earth signs are very present signs. As an air sign, and as you know and I know, that it can be really tough sometimes to be very present where you are, because you're always thinking about what's next, what's coming next, what's through this door, what are we doing now, where are we going now. As Libra with a Gemini rising, I completely hear that. But it's nice that when this energy comes in, it makes us stop a little bit and kind of look at the bigger picture. So for you here now, I said that you were doing well. Yes, and you are. But what's nice is I said to you to acknowledge it a bit more, and you are acknowledging it. Great. Start the second week. You've got the Seven of Pentacles, which means that, yes, you are still working away at things. Yes, there is things that still need to be done. Sure, look, there's always something that needs to be done. But this is about just stopping for a moment, turning back and seeing how far you've come. Great. Now, okay, so you're going to need to, this is nice energy, as I said. However, what I want you to be aware of is not focusing too much on the one previous issue. It may be the issue that already happened up here, but let's just check this out, because also Seven of Pentacles has been coming back for people quite a bit, quite a bit, quite a bit. Two cards. You're focusing here on one thing, and I don't think it's a good thing. I want you to get rid of that. Well, let's see what it is. Okay. Right, so what you're focusing on, you do have one major arcana coming in, the Fool, and Four of Swords as well. So what is making you focus here is it's kind of like a freedom element as well. Looking at a time when your independence, that you felt you were more independent, looking at a time when you had a lot more freedom, where you felt that you can roam a bit more as a Gemini, having the twins just kind of running around and not really having schedules and planning and stuff like that, thinking that and knowing that the world was your oyster to a certain degree. And now the problem with that is as well is that it could be a case that you're looking at your youth, Gemini, and you're thinking of how much time you may have wasted. Now, this could also be, as well, due to this here with this person or this experience, but more importantly, I kind of feel like you're looking back and going, my youth, my youth. You know that song, Where Is My Life? That's, I keep hearing that, man. Where's my life? Where's my mind? Jesus, talk about getting a song wrong. But you know what I mean? It's like, it's that feeling of nostalgia. And I guess if that song popped into my head, it's quite old now. I think that's Counting Crows. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, I think it is. But anyway, never mind that. It's a case of looking back and thinking that there were moments and times where you should have done a lot more with your life and you didn't. Where you felt like you could have done a lot more with your life and you didn't. Instead, I think some of you feel like you've wasted time. Some of you just may have been not as motivated when you were younger, or you weren't sure exactly what you wanted. And maybe you just totally chilled out. This is for very few of you, very few select people, but I must say it because it's here. Maybe some of you were kind of like stoners when you were younger. I know, look, this is for very few people, okay, very few, but I get that. I see you sitting on the couch just chilling and doing nothing, and it's kind of like you're like, why did I waste that much time when I could have been going forward? Okay, also there may have been a sickness with a few of you. Maybe you were sick when you were younger a few years ago and you feel that that took a big portion of your youth as well. But look, don't worry about that, because you're doing quite well as you are, because you're way more self-aware. Okay, and so by doing that, let's turn you around again. I feel like I have to keep fixing your shoulders around there, Gemini. By doing that, turn around, have a look at where we're going into the future. Now, there is nostalgia here, even though there are no nostalgic cards, but I see you looking back. Okay, so you're starting to recognize your progress with the Two of Rods. Rods again, so you got all this lovely fire energy. Do you see that? This fire energy, almost in the shape of a heart as well. It's lovely. It's really nice. It's coming through for you. And Two of Rods is about creating your own destiny in a way, creating a world that feels good for you and fits you. And not only that, it's your external environment reflects that as well. So it's about taking stock as well and seeing where you want to be and seeing where you fit into the world as it is. Okay, now I feel like there is a lot of achievement in this as well for me, because I feel like you're finally deciding that the world in which you were in previously did not reflect you enough. It didn't feel good. Whereas now you're creating a world that does reflect you, does feel good, and shows you in a greater light, okay? And there's a lot of balance with that as well. You've got 2 2s here, and you're trying to balance yourself out, which is really nice. But so you're doing this, see, you're doing this thing again where you're backing out of the party, but you're still looking in, Gemini. You know, I think I kind of want to call this video "Leave the Party." Just leave the party, because it's gone now. But you know, hey, you're in your chapter you're in now, so let's roll with that a little bit more, okay? But I see you're just moving backwards again. Look, you keep moving backwards into the future. You're moving backwards, and it could be a fear as well that you're not quite sure what's around the corner. That's a little bit scary. I get you. I hear you. It's okay though. But you're doing really well. So let's turn you around. And you do. Maybe this reflection period for you, looking back and having to see things, maybe it's a case that you're just going, wow, I can't believe I got through that. Or I'm delighted that's over. Because then at the end of this week, finally you turn yourself around and you embody this Knight of Pentacles energy. And the Knight of Pentacles, what are knights? Well, they are the messengers of the deck. They are here to say something. They are here to deliver a message, and they deliver it at any cost, okay? Now, Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the entire deck. He takes his time. He puts one foot on the ground and another foot forward and another foot forward, and he feels the earth beneath him, because that's what makes him feel secure. So Geminis, if you're moving into the end of this week with this energy, absolutely do that. If that makes you feel good going at a slower pace, go at a slower pace, because there's nothing here to say that you have to rush, and there's nothing here that's pushing you in major directions. It's just you yourself are still a bit caught up of days gone by, all right, or even a few weeks gone by, but you're moving. I get it. I need to gently nudge you a little bit sometimes to remind you to, you know, keep going. There you are. Keep going. Like a little toddler. Like, keep going. You're grand. Keep walking. You're fine. But you're doing this all by yourself. You don't even need me. You just need me to say you don't need me. You've got this. Because Knight of Pentacles as well, we talked about Virgo, Taurus and Capricorn energy, and how important that is for setting the foundations for your life, okay? And the different chapters in your life as well. Because those signs believe in creating a foundation that will stand the test of time, that has stability, and more importantly has security. So this is what you're moving into the end of the week, Gemini, and that's a really lovely thing. You're starting to feel more grounded now than you have in a very long time, right? You still got your suit of armor on though, because you're not going to let anybody mess with you like they did before. I can see that no one's messing with you, and that's fine. Because if that works for you now, then it works for you now, okay? But lovely. Look, you're finally looking into the future. Hooray. Now, my darlings, let's do your love reading. So that was actually quite a nice 2 weeks. That was quite a nice 2 weeks. I enjoyed that now. That's a very Irish thing to say. If you ever hear anyone say that, I enjoyed that now. That was good. Enjoyed that now. Easy. Wow, this is going so fast for me. I know time is probably a bit slower, but okay. Alright, so the 3 cards for your love, you've got the World, 3 of Swords and Knight of Swords. Right, let's have a look. So the World card is a major arcana again, which is lovely. It's all about completion in many ways as well, but it's also about, as I said to you before about the 2 of Rods, creating a world for yourself that you want to be in. But this is an extension of that and is an expansion of that as well. This is not only have you created your own world, but you've put yourself at the forefront. Hooray! Gemini, you never do that. You never put yourself first. I'm delighted that you're centering yourself here. And look at this. You've got the person in the middle, which is you, holding this rod, and see how you've acquired the rods and how to use them over time. Now you don't feel like you need to balance yourself out as much. Now you're saying, I just need one and I feel strong enough with that. That's fantastic. Sometimes as well with the World card, I get that people will be talking about you. That's what it, sometimes I get that with it. At the moment, not so much. Not so much. I don't hear the whispers, which is good, okay? So for singles, this could be that, look, you're finally starting to have a little bit of love for yourself, give a little bit back to yourself, and that's really great. And putting yourself at the forefront of everything and saying, look, this is me, I love me, I'm making absolutely no apologies about this. You do you. That's what it feels like, and that's great. Now, there have been stuff that you've needed to work upon because of past love issues, and that's what you're still kind of feeling a bit stuck with that, and I can feel it now as well. And it's just one thing. It's just one thing in particular. It's not even a group of things. It's just one thing that needs to be sorted for you in order to feel a bit better in your love life, okay? But it's getting there and it's progressing. Now, for Gemini couples, this is about you for once putting yourself at the forefront of the relationship as well. Maybe some of you are with people that are a little bit more dominant. Maybe you're a little bit more submissive. And I don't even mean that in a very overly practical sense. I mean that maybe you're just the more... Well, because you're mutable signs, so you're just easy breezy. Things change, plans change. You're like, yeah, cool, I'll go there. Yeah, do you want to go here? Yeah, I'll go there. Yeah, do you want to go? You know, you're so easy that way. And sometimes I guess that can be perceived as submissive. But here now you're saying, no, look, there's a few things I want to do. There's a few things I would like to be a part of, and I want to do it. Now, I get as well that sometimes love overwhelms you in relationships. You may be with a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, or a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius that, you know, sometimes they just overwhelm you a bit. There's a bit, either they, when I said being dominant, maybe they're just a bit too overbearing at times, but then also that their love sometimes you feel like there's just so much love. You're like, oh my god, you know, just give me a moment to breathe. I'm a Gemini, give me some air. But it's nothing bad. It's just that it's the dynamic of your relationship, okay? But it's nice that you're saying, look, let's flip the script a little bit here and let me do my thing, okay? Lovely, 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 lovely. Now, guys, what happens in the middle of the reading? We have Three of Swords. Boo, no, I'm not happy this is here. Now, as I said before, you were finding balance with the Two of Rods and Two of Cups, and then Three of Swords pops in. Now, Three of Swords, as I always say, is about heartache, not heartbreak, because the heart cannot be broken. It can be fractured slightly, but it is never ever broken. That is the beautiful thing about it. We can always love again, even when we've had quite bad love lives, all right? This is the thing. We think with the swords that we can't, but the heart knows better, all right? So this is about those swords, again, being puncturing the heart. And these swords can be like words, they can be memories, especially from the past. And what I always say about this particular card is like, you got to be careful not to look back too much, because what can happen is that you give too much energy to this particular card and it breathes and it gets bigger. And that's also can contribute to feeling overwhelmed by things, okay? Now, you do have the Two of Cups and the Two of Rods. So I feel like there's balance on either side with love and emotion. And then this Three of Swords comes in and just bloody well wrecks it. Okay, what I'll say to you is, Gemini, for singles, you're doing really well. You have been doing really well and you continue to do really well. What I'll say to you is, please don't use past mental processes or issues to invade this love that is coming in with someone, okay? Because it's coming in on the third week. Oh, third card. You have here the meeting of two people who see each other vibration. You have the Two of Rods, which is about creating a world for yourself, but love is included in the rods as well. So you've got love stability and you've got emotional stability, but it's all new and lovely as well. Do you know what I mean? It's all butterflies in the tummy as well. And I feel like what may happen is you kind of block yourself and get in your own way with thinking, will this person be like this? Will they do this? Will they do that? Will they do this? I won't put up with that. And it's like, hey, look, let's scrap that, because that's not doing you any good. If anything, you're blocking yourself from progression, okay? And what I always say about this card, pull out the swords gently, one by one, and allow your heart to breathe again, because it needs space, it needs freedom, it needs air. And you're an air sign. You can do this quite effortlessly. Will it feel a bit tough? Yeah, but this card is a bit tough anyway, but it's air, so you can handle this quite well. Better than other signs, I believe. And, you know, let this person come in and enjoy the time with this person, even if it feels a bit more than a friendship and you're not quite sure what way it goes. And then you evade yourself by going, oh, is it going to be like the last time though? I remember this. Are they just saying this to me because they think that's what I want to hear? Quieten down the inner voice and just enjoy yourself with them as they come in. For couples as well, this could be past issues creeping in. I feel like for a lot of you couples and singles, it's about your mentality towards love. It is, and it's about what may have been done to you in the past, repeating yourself or itself, and it's a fear that that might happen, and you're like, I don't want that again, please leave me alone. That's okay, it may not happen again. Look, if you've gone through it, you now know the red flags. So take heed, pay attention to any red flags, but don't just throw up a red flag just for the sake of it and then go, oh no, I'm not going to be bothered with this. You know, give them a chance, give them a chance. And who I say this is actually the Knight of Swords. Now this person could already be in your life, because here they are and they're looking in at you and they see the pain that you've been through. This could be another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, could also be Leo, Sag, Aries, or it could be Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, all right? Basically, the 9 other signs are the water signs, okay? That's what I'm feeling. This person's looking in and saying, I'm not here to actually stab you with my... Because I think you see that there's potential there as a singleton. You see that there could be potential, but you're worried about your heart getting stabbed. Because you know as well, this person, they're very diplomatic, but they have a way with words and they really know how to say things. And so you're saying, well, look, if they have ability to do that, they might hurt me in the process, and because I'm quite sensitive, that could actually hurt me a bit more, and my heart's not fully, I haven't fully glued it all back together, so if I don't feel like they could, and so this is all internally in you. They're actually coming with their sword of truth because they want to tell their truth and they want to be a part of whatever experience it is with you. They're not here to take, look, they're not here to take their sword and put it in there, like they're just not. Please excuse the my way of saying that. But they're not taking the sword and trying to puncture your heart. They're actually just coming along and saying, hey, oh, how's it going? But they do see this in you. They see this level of vulnerability and insecurity. So they're just a bit careful. He's holding the sword there. Doesn't mean that he's going to use it though. Yeah, he can use it if he wants to. And he's the fastest knight in the deck. And we know that you were the slowest knight. So take it at your own pace as well, okay? That's what my advice to you would be. Take it at your own pace. You set the tone. And if they have a problem with it, when they have a problem with it, it's not your gig. It's not. You don't need to worry about that. For couples, it could be a case that your other half is actually quite harsh with the word, knows how to use it, and the tongue is quite severe. And what I'd say to you is, look, trying to see, when I go quiet, it's because I have a lot of words that are floating through my head and I can be a bit blunt, so I try to be a bit more diplomatic by choosing other words. But the only word that the only phrase that keeps coming into my head is just like, put them in their place. That's what I keep doing. It must be a very Irish thing or something. Just put them in their place, and that's the end of that, okay? Because I get that you are the center of your world. They might not feel, this new dynamic between you may not feel very comfortable with them. I'm not saying they're going to stab you with their sword either, but it might not feel comfortable with them, and they may have some harsh words about it, or their mannerisms are a little bit more harsh. Look, don't worry about them. They'll get used to it. You need to take care of yourself, because you never put yourself first, Gemini, and that's why. But they're not going anywhere. They're looking in. They also see that you do have a few things that you need to clear out on the inside, especially with your view of love as well, and how that may differ with this person. So look, just if they get a bit too much, just put them in their place. That's what I'm saying. Okay? Not too bad, right? You don't need to be harsh with your word, but just stand your ground a little bit, okay? Well, Gemini, I know this reading was like 35 minutes, but I feel like I have not stopped talking, and that's because that Gemini influence is there with me. Alright, my darlings, this has been your bi-weekly reading for July the 1st to July the 16th, 2017. As always, if you dig what I do, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. As I always say, I read every single one because I appreciate every single one of them. If you would like more guidance in your general life or love life, or maybe even both, I'm your gal. My email address is below, and you can contact me directly, where I'll send you my price list and services as well. Geminis, welcome to the Tuatha. To the new Geminis, you're very welcome here. To the old ones, hey, you're always welcome. Hey, I don't even need to say that. We're family at this stage. You have a wonderful 2 weeks, my darlings. Many blessings to you, and I'll see you in the following 2 weeks. Take care, Gemini. Bye-bye.